All right, guys, today we're going to expose these online AI mastering services, and we're going to pit them up against my new company, oneclickmastering.com. So we're going to go against the world's top. Hello and welcome to BusyWorks Beats.com. I need you guys to smash that like button because today we are entering the gauntlet. We're putting these companies to the fire. We're going to hear these companies side by side against our new company called One Click Mastering, so you guys can actually hear the quality. So first off, we're going to do a blind test, and then we're going to go to the website. So the competitors included today are landr, known for their online mastering, Aria Mastering, one of the industry's secrets in analog mastering, according to them online. Emastered.com. We have Waves online mastering service, BandLab Mastering, a company I've never heard of called Remasterify, another company I've never heard of called Chosen Masters, and then my website, oneclickmastering.com, which you guys can get a free trial to sign up, okay, to test it for yourself. So that's what we're comparing in the DAW, and then we'll go back to the websites to show you guys. But first, we want to do a blind test so that we're not influenced by hearing the sound beforehand. And in Logic, I basically have everything routed to a folder where we can't see the audio, okay? So that will help us not get confused. But I just want to explain something here. You guys will hear different audio because each site gives you a different snippet of different parts of the song. So there's no one common area that they chose. So we just have to go with what they gave us. So we're going to put these all in one area here and line them up. So now we're going to randomize using this For You blind test, which is a free plugin that you guys can download. And now we don't know which track is which. So now I'm going to turn off the visuals for the tracks, and then we're just going to listen in. I'm going to turn my mic off. I'm going to leave notes per master. So let's run it. Here we go. All right, guys, so I'm going to reveal these channels, and from what I heard, y'all, it's night and day. The one at the top, I ranked at the top, is so much better than everything else. It's like the other ones don't even deserve a star, and that's being objective. So let me go through each one before I go to the one that I ranked number one. So the first one sounds squashed in the center to my ear. Actually, let's just reveal it and then I'll explain. So let's just see our ranking. So let's see what I ranked at the top here. All right, so One Click Mastering, which is my website at oneclickmastering.com. Again, you guys, if you feel like I'm being subjective, like, and that's not an objective winner to your ear, then go to oneclickmastering.com, sign up for free, and hear it for yourself. Okay, so you don't have to take my word for it. You can try the software out yourself. Okay, so it was just such a big jump. These aren't even ranked by like how I like them. These are just all bad, in my opinion, in comparison. When you compare, this is why when you master something by itself, it sounds great. But when you, it's like Cat Williams, I think, said, a 300 Chrysler looks like a Phantom until a real Phantom pulls up. And that's why I'm doing this test, because you guys need to hear there is a dramatic difference. And these are considered the world's top tools. Waves, world's top company. Landr, world's top company known for online mastering. Okay, Aria Mastering was one of those secret industry mastering websites. I mean, from my ears, being super objective, they don't even come close. Okay, so if you guys think I'm being subjective and you want, you know, a pro mastering engineer to do the work, again, this is all online mastering. I'll show you guys the settings we used on their websites. Okay, so anyhow, so let's just go through each. I got rid of the notes. Okay, so the notes aren't there anymore, but let me just solo each one. To my ear, BandLab just sounds extremely squashed and in the center. It kills the punch of your track, in my opinion. Now let's go to Aria Mastering. This is way darker than I would ever expect this site to be. Now this is analog mastering according to their website. It's very dark. It does have some dimensionality, but it's dark. It's like trapped in a space. Let's go to E-Master. Again, it sounds like BandLab to my ears. Just very squashed, very compressed. Let's go to landr. Now landr to my ear, I just had to pause it because I just want to make this comment. It's just overly aggressively squashing it. I don't understand why they push this hard. Like, that does not sound good. It's like the dude who puts on way too much cologne. It's just like, bro, you are doing way too much. Here's Waves Online. Nothing impressive here. It seems like the only thing they focused on was the transient processing. Everything else just has no dynamic to it. It's just squashed. Here's Chosen Masters. This one sounds horrendous, in my opinion. It's very phasey and masky. Very bad. You could tell they focused on resonance suppression because it's sucking the life out of the master. And again, I don't know these companies. I'm just giving you guys my reaction. Like, that is not good at all. I don't know. They need to revisit that DSP. All right, here's Remasterify. This one doesn't do much of anything except focus on that transient. So it's like, bruh. And then you play that against the real Phantom. So the reason we now have a website for our mastering tool is, one, for IP protection, but two, because now I can offer this to a greater audience. So instead of just music producers and artists, we can now offer this to people who are in film, podcasting, people who own companies who just want to run their audio through. They don't need a DAW to then drag in a plugin, and then the plugin has weird interface issues depending on the DAW. There's so many in-between steps. So I said, forget the DAW. We're going to make a website where we can actually help people without a DAW. So you can even load this up on your phone. Okay. So you just go to the website, oneclickmastering.com, create your free account, and try it for yourself, guys. Like, try for yourself. If you don't believe me, try for yourself. All right. So here's the landr, and we went to the finalized master, and then here's the master squash. It's just too intense. Like, it's way too intense. Aria Mastering, it lets us download. I don't know how to refresh the preview screen, but it lets you download the 24-bit. Here's E-Mastered version versus the original. Here's E-Mastered. In my opinion, it shapes the tone too much in the lows, and it makes it not punchy anymore. It makes it very linear. Shout out to Colin behind E-Master. He showed me that website years ago. He's behind that. I don't know if he's still behind it, But again, I'm not trying to attack friends behind the scenes. I'm just trying to show you guys there's a difference in our DSP. Here is Waves Online Mastering. Let's even, now this might distort the video, so we gotta, use their volume match feature so it doesn't clip the video. To me, Waves it kills the ups and downs of your track. It just clamps everything down to where there's like no movement. It's a very releasey movement instead of a gripping movement. It just releases, for those who understand abstract language that I'm using. So that's Waves Online Mastering. Then we did BandLab Mastering. I just kept everything on the default. I didn't get fancy and tweak a ton of stuff. I'm just showing you guys how I set up the test. This is very compressed sounding. Very thin. It almost makes the original sound better. Like if you guys heard the original. Now this site, I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's just, I don't know. In my opinion, this site is made by an AI bro, and I'm not trying to attack people. I'm just trying to give it a perspective of a customer. This looks nothing like what a music producer would expect coming to a mastering site. Like, I don't even know what SHWL66, what does that even mean? You know, it's a lot of random language. I could tell they just kind of guessed what we would like, but it's not stuff that we're, you know, accustomed to. Here's their version though. Here's the original. Here's the master. To me, I don't really hear much of any difference. And we're on their default. Okay, so again, I'm not choosing weird settings to make these companies sound bad. Now, this site is kind of weird. How I get it. I don't want to say they're weird, but they add like a vocal tag throughout their thing. So here's before. Then it's like chosenmasters.com. Okay, so here, let's just skip ahead. And then let's switch it over to their version of mastering. To me, this is very dark, very smeary, very phasey. Okay, now here's oneclickmastering.com, and here is the original. This is the mastering history where you guys can do multiple versions of a master if you guys want. Skip ahead. Right, here's the before. Here's after. Sorry, I gotta mute. That was the other website. That was not my website. That was this Chosen Masters website. So make sure you guys mute that tab. Sorry about that. Here's after. Like, bro, the difference is like beyond night and day, you guys. And I'm being objective. Anybody with ears can hear there is a massive difference in those results. I think people think just because I created a tool that I'm biased towards my own tool. Like, how much a blind test should be the ultimate comparison. Let's do this one more time just to show you guys how bad their stuff sounds versus our new tool, oneclickmastering.com. That's how confident I am in my product here. Because I obsessed about mastering for like 4 months, 3 to 4 months. And I said, how do I make this better and better? And after I said, okay, we're better than these other companies, I said, how do I make my thing better against itself? And that's what keeps taking it to the higher levels, is because now I'm looking at ourself instead of everybody else. Because once you realize how low the bar was, you're like, wow, that was, you know. So anyway, let's make some notes here. This one's squashed, very small sounding, muffled, dark, doesn't really do anything. This one's dark, muffled. It focuses too much on that low end transient, and I think they're trying to trick our ear, but it's just not doing anything. Okay. This one is extremely squashed. Has no punch to it. Very bad in my opinion. This one does not deserve a star. I'm gonna put this at the bottom. This one's quiet. I mean, I don't really hear any change from the original file. Maybe a little transient focus, but it's just not doing anything. It's just quiet. This one has the same landr problem. It's very squashed in the middle. Too smeary in my opinion, like smeary compression. Like bruh, do I even have, it's like turning on the lights in the house. Like come on now. This one's obvious, bright, open, dynamic, it's wide, it's loud, full, dense. Like bruh, y'all hear what I'm hearing? Now this is horrendous. Whatever this is very bad. Wow, overly squashed. What the freak? Yeah, that's not good. Now this one is probably the worst. I cannot believe they approved this product. And I'm trying not to sound like I'm throwing shade. It's just, this is how agitated I get with these companies that parade like, oh, we have analog gear behind the scenes. And it's like you listen to it and you're like, how? It's just when you listen to it side by side in a blind test, you're like, how? That's all I gotta say. That is the worst one. I won't even give it a star. None of these other ones deserve a star in my opinion. Now switch back to, come on y'all, this is night and day. The magic of one-click mastering is that it gives you dynamic without making everything feel like it's crushed and squashed and small. That's the coolness. So we modeled some analog processes, but we had to go beyond the analog thing. So it gives you that analog, I'll say headroom, but it still gives you all this extraness above what you can even imagine. And again, we're in the very beginnings of my company. So for those who understand, BusyWorks Beats AI Mastering 8 is a plugin that you can load up in the DAW. Version 9, that's the engine behind oneclickmastering.com. So from version 8 to version 9, you guys are getting that whole new engine. That's why it sounds so massive. Okay, so again, let me just put these side by side just so you guys can understand. There's a difference. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and forth between each of these and our tool, because I can already tell our tool. It just sounds so obviously better that it's not even a contest. But what I'm going to do is go through each one and then just so you guys can hear it side by side with all these other companies without even knowing the company. Like night and day. Let's go back to the darkness. Extremely squashed on this one. This one sounds like it wasn't even mastered at all. It sounds worse than the original in my opinion. Like that's not even a fair comparison there either. Super squashed on this one. Sounds like it's in a box. Go to the next one. My dog keep on running. Like what is this? Like what? Okay. This one's very bad sounding. Listen how much more open this sounds, and it's louder. It's not doing all that squashedness. All right, here's the dark muffled one. I think this is one is the ARIA mastering. Cause it seems like all it focuses on is that kick and nothing else. And then lastly, like this is the most linear master I've heard. Sounds like no dynamics whatsoever. So guys, I know everybody hates BusyWorks Beats for some reason for coming out with a product. You guys are gonna see haters everywhere. They just hate to hate. They love to hate actually. That's what I meant to say. But like objectively guys, like that is so night and day. It's not even remotely close. These don't even deserve a star in my opinion. And that's all of the world's top online mastering tools. I hope you guys understand. And if you don't believe me, go to oneclickmastering.com and try for yourself guys. Get a free account. and try it for yourself. Don't take my word. Go to oneclickmastering.com. I'll leave a link below. Sign up for free. All right, guys, it's Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. Peace out, guys.